Hi, today I've decided to give you a break from the walls of text that often inhabit my blog. What struck me as really interesting from the lecture was McLuhan's claim that printing created the public. I took this as being born out of the ways in which the printing press was and is an agent of change, in that it fostered colonialism, enabled the emergence of a nationally uniting literature, could spur revolution through the dissemination of information and stuff like that. Printing thus galvanized a multitude of phenomenal changes, the most intriguing of which to me was how it enabled us to imagine we belonged to a bigger collective, linked through the written word, a shared kind of self-consciousness, what Anderson calls imagined communities. But how even so we were distinct individuals within a larger group, not a homogeneous mass. So today we seem to publish just about anything. The culture of the digital age is collaboration, as noted by Castells. So doesn't it make sense to make public just about anything, from brain scans to genomes to photos of our food, even if it is just something really mundane like a boost from the new boost at uni, in the chance that someone could benefit from it? McLuhan argues that the printing press made individualism possible, but that the electronic age rendered it dead, something that I find issue with. I mean, no doubt movable type allowed for the individual to express themselves within bounds never seen before, but the electronic age, if anything, I think has expanded and built upon this propensity. We see in the digital age that there is a simultaneous happening of convergence and divergence, a fracturing of audiences, the emergence of niches, with communities forming around the most obscure interests, when commonality is forged in the anonymity and just freedom of digitized space. I think that in the age of traditional broadcast media domination, individualism was less obvious because the means of distribution and production were controlled by a dominant few who could not and would not cater to all, thus producing commodified messages for a homogeneous whole. This, I think, is what gives me hope in the new media landscape. The fact that the printing press is continuously evolving and finding new form, whether it be in that of a humble desktop computer, a smartphone, a camera, just pen and paper where thoughts can be transmitted onto the screen and then into digitized space. And on top of all that, wireless networks have endowed these technologies with the power of extension that makes mass communication possible, that will provide the foundation for individualism alongside collectivism to flourish. From the readings about actor network theory this week, it was noted that sociology had tended to treat too many actors as neutral conduits, also known as intermediaries, as opposed to mediators, who are noted as the actors who multiply difference. In the broadcast age, I feel that it may have been easier to dismiss actors as intermediaries, in that the tools for circulation were not as prominent. Change could not be vocalized to the same extent that it can be today, even when it was present to the same degree. In today's networked age, I feel that the potential for mediators to dominate in a given system is heightened, that the passing on of information is inevitably imbued with some form of personal trace, whether that be through contextual shifts in, sharing an article from, say, The Australian on Facebook, which gives it a grassroots flavour, or retweeting, and in doing so, subtly changing the meaning of the original message through shortening words and links to fit within the 140 character limit. In conclusion, I guess this ramble has gotten me to the point where I think that the electronic age has not rendered individualism dead, and if anything, has provided a really fertile ground and environment for it to flourish and keep on growing.